All right. Good evening, folks. Welcome to Can't Shut Us Up podcast. I am Pierre Joseph, and we have a special guest today, all the way from Michigan, right? All the way from Michigan. Um,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jake Shank, man. We have Mr. Jake Shank in the building. It's a pleasure to have you, sir. It's a great pleasure to have you, man. I've been looking forward to this interview. Not just because I'm an athlete or anything like that, or because I'm a football player, but anytime I have a chance to grow and learn, and anytime I have a opportunity to share the platforms with great people, and those people are able to share knowledge to the audience, I'm always excited about that. To begin, man, so I would like for you to basically, introduce yourself, um, let the audience know who you are. I know who you are, but the audience that's going to be watching, just give them a little intro about yourself, your name, where exactly you're from, and, everything, all the
For
basics,
those
man.
of you
Go
that
ahead.
don't know, my name is Jake Shanks. I'm currently the general manager for the North Michigan Muskies. This is my dog, Daisy. She likes to kind of be around at all times, and which is quite all right with me.
Right.
She's a German short hair pointer, and she has her moments to where she's either fully listening or not, and that's quite all right as well.
Right.
And
Right.
and over the last, I don't know, handful of years, I've really kind of come into my own as far as learning how to roll with what life and God has given me,
Yes.
as far as coming full circle and being able to start anew and adapt um, to certain circumstances. And one of the biggest circumstances has been brain cancer um, that happened in late 2022, so December of 2022. Um, Found out that I had a cancerous brain tumor on my left frontal lobe, and I was wound up being wheelchair bound for about 9 months before it was removed in May of 2023, and it wound up taking about 5.5 years of my memory with it. So I've been piecing together uh, as much as possible with the help of Bronson um, occupational therapy and speech therapy, and a lot of physical therapy as well, relearning how to walk again and all of that. Um, and I tell you what, you know, restarting from that base block and realizing in that moment, all you have really is the man upstairs, you know, God and the people around you. It really wakes you up to a lot of different things and makes you realize just how precious life is. And that makes you also come to a realization that, you know, God wouldn't put you in certain circumstances if he didn't think you could handle it. And I was talking with Byron Tate, who runs a podcast as well called Street Sports Entertainment.
Okay.
His rapper name is El Zappo, and
Shout out to
yep, and he said, you know, no test, no testimony, and that's a perfect example of that. And I honestly don't know where I would be without that man like putting his hands on me and like blessing me the way he did through talking about God,
yes.
blessing me through that whole situation. Um, I remember being so frustrated with myself of trying to articulate what was going on after surgery, and it just wasn't coming out the way that I was wanting it to. It was coming out in jumbles, but I was trying to say like, would you grab me another blanket to like one of my nurses or something like that, and it would come out like gibberish, and I'm like, son of a gun. And like, it's just some simple things that like I know and with like all my heart and stuff like that that I could normally say. And what really threw me off was my mom put a football game on,
Yes.
and I could not remember a single thing about what was going on. And I was like, oh my God, I have played this game for the majority of my life, and I have no idea what they're doing right now. I have no idea of what's going on. I don't know. I don't know what's going on at all. I don't know who the quarterback is. I don't know who
Wow.
the I have no idea any of that. And that was such a huge wake up call for me. And so I started really tailoring a lot of my speech therapy, my occupational therapy around getting a lot of my memory back, specifically around football related things. So I was going through a lot of emails, text messages, and just material related around football related things to try and spark that memory.
Right.
And there's still, even today, and it's going on, you know, two a week in 3 days. It'll
So you still
be,
be happy. You still be having memory like losses here and there at times. Wow.
yes.
Wow.
I've only regained maybe 20, 25, 30% of that 5.5 year like blip. And that cancerous tumor that was removed left me with epilepsy and just a whole bunch of stuff that uh, I've had to deal with that was quite all right with me. Um, but it's been like life altering, and it taught me to serve better.
Yes.
So that's why I'm like, I'm completely okay with it. And I'm okay with it because it's taught me to step back and take my life out of perspective and build others up. And I wish I would have, I mean, I don't wish I would have got cancer sooner because that's, that's just hogwash. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I don't wish cancer on anybody, let alone, well, hi, Daisy. I don't wish cancer even on my worst enemy. Like that's for the birds. But I wish something like that would have happened earlier in my life to where I would have learned how to serve people better. And because that's legitimately what life is all about, how to better serve people.
Yes.
Because if you cannot help build people up, then what are you really doing in life to make the world a better place?
Yeah.
And I couldn't picture a better job than being a general manager of a football team to where I can literally place these people underneath of certain coaches to give them a shot at the next level to prepare them for the next level.
Yeah. That's that's man. That's just awesome, man. Like first of all, let me just say, like, man, my condolences go to you and the family, man. And God is great. I'm happy that you're here with us. You know what I'm saying? And you're still holding on, being strong, man. And you are a warrior. Um, and my heart goes out to all the cancer victims out there. My thoughts and prayers are with everyone. That struggle with that. And you mentioned epilepsy. I myself, I deal with that as well. So I know how that as how that feel, you know, to the point where it's times where you question yourself like why me, am I normal? You know, like why do I have to deal with this? You know what I'm saying? Why me? But like you alluded to, like, you know, you try to spread awareness, you try to help others, you know, that go through it. And it feels good when you talk to other people that goes to the same, you know, that goes through the same pain you go through. It helps you, like, it's like a sign of relief, like, oh, okay, there's other people, we can talk about it. It's not just me, you know. So man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I've heard great things about you, and you're gonna continue to do great things, you know. So and so also with that being said, like so for the audience that are watching that are not athletes that are just tuning in, this is Jake Shank. He is the general manager of the North Michigan Muskies. That is a football. That is an arena football team. That is in the American Indoor Football. That's the name of the league, right?
Yes, sir.
American Indoor Football. Yes, that's the league. And you are the general manager. And so where exactly, man? So where were you born and raised, man? Where were you born and raised?
I was born in Flint, Michigan, and
Okay.
the hospital I was born in was Mercy Hospital in Flint, Michigan.
Okay.
And
Okay.
believe it or not, we were not there for very long. When I was, I think, right around 6 months or so, we wound up picking up and moving down to Florida.
Florida, all right, man. That's a big change from Flint to Florida. That's good.
Yep. Um, my my then grandpa was in the Navy, and he was stationed out of Florida. So we were living down there in naval base housing, and then I was adopted by my now mom, Deborah. Um,
How old were you when you got adopted? How old were you?
I was 3 years old.
Oh,
Yep, I was three by the time the adoption went through.
okay, all right. Did you you know you got adopted? Did you ever get a chance to get in and connect with your you know original biological parents or?
Yes. My biological mom, she's kind of always been in and out of my life. Um, she's she's a better grandmother than she. Oh, don't fall off the bed, Daisy. She's a she's a better grandmother than what she was a mom, but that's quite all right. That's why there's full circle moments,
That's right. No, that's hey, that's true. That's true.
and that's also why I was adopted as well. So because when she gave birth to me, she was 14.
Oh, very
So
well. Okay.
so yeah, she was very young, and it's hard to accept responsibility at that age, let alone even a 17-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So um, definitely thankful that my adoptive mom stepped up and was able to take me in, and she's honestly been my mom Deborah.
Yeah.
She's been a huge rock in my life.
That's right.
Um,
It's awesome.
she's held it 10 toes down, as the youngins say nowadays.
Yeah.
Multiple jobs, and I mean, I look back and I legitimately do not know how she was able to make so much happen
So,
and with such little time. There
and,
was
and
there was
it
a
was just her, right? It was no like
Yeah,
you have a father, you have the dad around, right? It was just her raising you.
it was just her
Okay.
for quite a while.
Yeah.
I mean, there was other boyfriends of hers, but
Yeah.
like until um, until my adoptive dad got out of prison, He they were in opposite sides of the state. So it was like she was working three jobs at one point in time and would take a break from one job, pick me up from school, take me to a sporting event, and then go back to work, and then pick me up from the sporting event, go to another job. And it was yeah, she did the daggum thing, man.
Did did your adoptive dad, did he have a chance to like was he like in your life a lot of times, or was he just coming once in a blue moon when he can? Because you said he was on the opposite side of the, the state or whatever. So how was that like?
Yeah, he so he wound up with a closed head injury and was mentally and physically handicapped.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so he would have like stress attacks, like mini seizures as well. And um, there would be times when I was like in middle school to where I would, after I moved in with him for all of middle school, to help my mom get settled in and whatnot. Um, I would have to stay at home a handful of times just because of my dad's situation of him being a felon.
Yeah.
The state would only provide so much in-home care for him, and which was only like 2 days a week.
Whoa.
And then,
Wow.
so when he would have his seizures, um, I would have to stay home, and I would miss school.
Wow.
And by the time I would go back to school, I'd have to make up like a lot of
So
homework and
much
everything.
work.
Yeah, and I'm grateful enough that I had friends that would, be bringing me homework that I would miss that day and whatnot. So I'd be able to catch up on it by the time I would go back. And um, there was a few teachers in middle school that really helped look out for me. Um, like Mrs. Yaski,
Yes.
she really helped look out for me, and then Mrs. Mrs. Arthur as well. They both helped look out for me too, up in Roscommon. Both of those ladies, and then Mr. Shepke too, my shop teacher. That man, he went above and beyond as well to help make things happen too. Um, so I'm really thankful for a lot of people that help make things happen for uh, my young self in Roscommon while we were going through some difficult things. And shout out to the Bradley family as well, Derek Bradley and his mom and his mom and dad. Um, and yeah, this is crazy
Yeah.
going down a trip in memory lane right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Nah, that's that was the goal. I didn't want to just bring you on and come on here, man, and just run off on football. At the end of the day, we're humans. We're human
Yeah,
beings, and we went through a lot. We go through a lot, So it's I think for me, it's always great to sit down sometimes and be human,
yeah,
and go down the memory lane and just talk, because our lives can be filled with so much. It can be so chaotic, and we don't have time to sit back and think and just try to sit back and think and talk about what we've been through and try to learn from those obstacles, because sometimes we're focusing on just moving ahead so much and just moving forward and just sitting down and breathe and just think back at sometimes, so that was my goal for you to be on here and
yeah.
talk about that. So do you have like biological like siblings by any chance, or
I do.
okay.
I'm actually the oldest. I'm the oldest one. Um, there's myself, and then there's Anastasia Brianna Day. Love that lady. Um, she's actually getting ready to expect her son.
Congratulations.
With
Congrats.
with yes, she's a phenomenal mother. I couldn't be more proud of her. She's really she's coming to her own. I'm so proud of you, Tasia. If you're watching, I'm so proud of you right now, and I love you. I miss you. Um, and then my brother Timothy Wasbinski Jr. Um, he's doing great things. He's a tattoo artist currently living in Clare, Michigan. Um, he has a daughter named Luella as well. Um, and then Caitlin Hicksonball. Um, I have no idea where she's at currently. Um, I haven't seen or heard from her. This is 25 going on 26 and probably 11 years.
Wow, man,
Yeah.
it's a long time.
Yeah.
Oh my,
And
it's a long
then
time.
Destiny Martinez. She actually just get married
Congrats, congrats.
to I cannot remember her husband's name though. But she did just get married to
Right.
a good guy. Um,
That's awesome, man. That's
and
beautiful.
she has 4 kids and he has 2. So they all have all of my siblings have kids except for me.
Except for you. Hey, you got one right. Oh, I don't know if she's still next to you, but you got one right
Yeah,
there, man. A beautiful
yeah,
one
she's
too.
right here. Yeah,
Oh, look at her, man. Ain't she gorgeous? So
yeah,
so that's what like if I counted them right, it was like four siblings, right? About 3 4 siblings you got. Uh,
yes,
okay, okay, that's awesome, man. My next my next question for you would be like, so outside of football, like what kind of what kind of work are you into? You know, yeah, because I doubt that you do that you do football 24/7, right? I'm sure you got something outside of football.
yes. So I do also work at a Gun Lake Casino at the front desk.
Okay.
Um, I currently am on a leave of absence right now, due to being sick and then from the seizure thing stuff
Right,
going
right,
on.
right.
Um, and I also go to school part time online at KBCC.
Oh, okay.
Yes, hello,
What you what you
hello,
what you
hello.
going to what you going to school for?
I'm actually getting um, part of my sports management degree out of the
Oh,
way. And
oh,
then, yeah, once I finish the core curriculum um, at KBCC, I'm going to wind up transferring to Western to complete the degree. And being Western doesn't specifically have a sports management program,
yes.
I'm just going to transfer to Western to get the rest of the, I guess, core portions of the sports management part out of the way. So I just have to do 2 classes when I transfer to Davenport,
Okay.
which are the actual electives that I need for the sports management degree.
Man, that's awesome, man. That's just listening to you to say all that. That's beautiful, man. Because in the beginning of the show, you listed, the obstacles that you had to overcome and that you're still going through. And for you to, what I'm saying, to be in school and man, that just says a lot, man. I mean, if this doesn't motivate and inspire people, I don't know what will, man. That's awesome. That's beautiful. I'm proud of you, man. You know, so with that being said, also like because you are a general manager of a team, the North Michigan Muskies. Um, I guess my next question for you would be like, what like First of all, let me not skip that. When exactly did you fall in love with the game of football? When did you fall in love with football? When did you get exposed to football?
Oh man. The same time I got exposed to martial arts.
Okay,
The
all right.
exact same time. I was like fresh out the womb.
Wow.
Fresh out the womb. Um, like I am not kidding. When I came out the womb, I I was given a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle and
Yeah.
a football, and 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 I just looked at both, and I was like, I was I wish I could go in my brain back then, to figure out what I was processing back then,
Yeah.
but I know by the time I was like 5, I was already thinking in my head, like, okay, I need to pick something. And I was like, wait, I don't need to pick anything. I can do both of these. And then, I wound up, you know, getting the calves of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, you know, I got blessed with, the speed to be a running back and the build to be a running back, um, and just the tenacity as well. So, and I cannot take the credit for that either,
Yeah.
um, because that honestly was brought out in me when I was at Shawnee, Oklahoma, um, training at Shawnee High School, with Coach Billy Brown and that whole team. To be honest,
Make you a
Coach
better
him,
player.
yeah, they did. Um, I started learning football from my dad, Clinton Shanks, but with him kind of just being around and not really knowing much about football,
Yeah.
um, he wasn't able to teach me a whole lot. And then really starting true tackle football at Roscommon in middle school, um, that was a whole new realm for me, to where I could actually be a real life tackler, and I wasn't like controlled by the constraints of Pee Wee football.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah.
And as Jerry Miller used to say, he would refer to me as Bobby Boucher because I was the only player back in the day, um, that he would say that I could block up to 2 people, at once upfield, and then I could tackle 2 people at once as well.
Really, man,
Back in
I'm
the
gonna have to get up with you, man. You're gonna have to show me the moves, man. I'm gonna have to teach me something, man. Man,
And I was like, I think you and I have different, memories from back then, my man. And he goes, no, I remember it. I was like, all right.
you blocking 2 people
And
up the field, man, down the field. That's amazing. Shoot.
yeah, I think it's honestly just my height and my posture, because when you're lower to the
To the
ground,
ground, yeah.
you
That's
you
right.
just have better, center of gravity.
That's right. That's
And,
right.
so I use that quite a bit. Um, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. I,
Not a fun
I
for you.
learned how to lift at Roscommon. I learned how the lifts happen Roscommon, and then I learned how to work out in Shawnee, Oklahoma, the
Mm,
right way. And a huge difference from Michigan
yeah.
to Oklahoma working out. And it's like night and day,
Yeah,
night and day difference.
yeah, man.
Because Michigan to Oklahoma is like Michigan and Texas. And I mean, legitimately, there were times to where players could be late for class
Yeah,
in Oklahoma because we all played football. So we could go to the training room and get ice or heat pads or sit in the whirlpool.
yeah. That's man. So that's the thing, right? Like, as an athlete myself, I had to learn, like, because you kind of alluded to it, like, the places you got better and all that. I had to learn too, like, bro, there's different aspects of football, sports, right? Yeah, you can know how to play the sport, but you got to learn how to really play, like the fundamentals and how to, like you said, how to work out, all them things count. And as I got older, I had to learn that myself. At times you just think, oh, you just get on the football field and you just play football, you'll be okay. Like I'm great. Like I don't need to do, but no, you got to learn other things, man. Like you got to
Yeah,
learn how to work out. You got to learn how to, you know, progress and with footwork and all that counts, man. So,
absolutely.
yeah,
Every single step counts.
absolutely.
Every single movement counts.
Yep.
And they didn't teach that um, back then in Roscommon or in Houghton Lake or at all in northern Michigan up until probably 2013, 2015,
So,
when the rise of social media became, when
yeah. Start a store.
because yeah, and that's when everything started blowing up and people were sharing all the different workout films and stuff like that. That's when everybody started catching on to what accelerates certain athletes. And if you're going to be a running back, this is what you should be doing,
Yeah.
whether it's at the middle school level, high school level, collegiate level, pro level, whatever. And that was the main break level and difference level from going to Michigan to Oklahoma.
Right.
And that was something that definitely needed to happen for me to take my career to the next level for sure.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's awesome, man. So like my next question for you would be like, because you are a general manager of the North Michigan Muskies. So my question to you would be, what led up for you to become the GM? How did that work out? How did that come into effect? And also, was it always your plan to be a GM? Was it always your vision of yours?
No, it wasn't. I actually wanted to be a professional fighter. Um, and I was on my way to become a professional fighter. I had achieved becoming a professional fighter, um, but I was 0-2 as a pro fighter. And then I had a bad weight cut and was TKO'd in my last fight back in 2017. So I was on a 90-day suspension.
Mm.
And then as I was ramping up for another pro fight, COVID happened. And then from there, um, the brain cancer happened. So it was like just one thing after another. And now I have a year and 7 months left. Might be it's 6 months now. A year and 6 months left before I'm officially in remission, before I will be released to be able to get my professional MMA license again. And I was just like, okay, I guess I need to take a step back, breathe, and reevaluate my situation. Because if I stay too long, I'm going to wind up not doing anything with my life. And so from there, I had to recover from that.
Right.
And by the time I was ramping up from there, COVID happened. And at that point, it was hard to pick up fights during COVID.
Yeah.
And then in late December 22 is when I got diagnosed with the brain cancer. So I had to really rethink a lot of my life quickly. And if it wasn't for being in the Marine Corps, I wouldn't have that adaptability to be able to think on my feet so quickly.
Right.
And be able to adapt and overcome situations like that. And with everything that I had been through, that I couldn't just pause. If I stayed even in the wheelchair, I had to keep pushing forward and keep figuring things out. You stay stagnant, just nothing gets done. When I got through all of that and I'm out the other side, applied for my MMA license and everything like that. That's when I got hit with, well, your oncologist says you're actually not in remission. And I was like, well, I went through radiation and, 2 rounds of chemotherapy and everything. And well, your oncologist didn't actually sign off. So we have to deny you your national MMA ID.
Oh. Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, well, how much longer do I have left? And at this point in time, this was 4 months ago. And they were like, well, you have, essentially 2 years left. I was like, well, by the time this 2 years is up, I'm going to be 3 months shy of 40 and starting out my pro career as 0-2, trying to flip that around and make a comeback. That's really hard to do. And I was like, well, okay, I guess I have to figure out something else to do. I was like, all right, well, I've always loved football as well, even dabbled in the semi-pro and played some arena football with the Oklahoma City Yard Dogs and everything like that. And, it's like, well, I'm going to go back to school then. I'm going to get my coaching certification and then go from there and see if I can get my sports management degree as well.
Right.
And that's where I've been doing ever since. And then my mom wound up getting me on at the casino, Gun Lake Casino in Wayland. That was an amazing job. And I got a phone call from Dominic Montero in July, asking if I was fully recovered from everything. And I was like, yeah, I'm doing really well. And he was like, good, because we're relocating and rebranding the core of El Chaos from Iowa to Traverse City, Michigan, and calling it the North Michigan Muskies. We'd like you to come on board and work for commission. And would you be willing to do it? And at this point in time, I was just the player recruiter. And there was a different head coach. It was Tom Lewis.
Yeah.
He was the general manager and head coach at that time. Sean Eastridge and Dino Dyson were just offensive coordinator, which was Sean Eastridge, and Dino Dyson was the defensive coordinator. And then Tom had some health troubles with cancer as well. He had bone cancer, and so he could not travel from Texas up to Michigan due to his oncologists strongly recommending him not traveling, being he's never seen a Michigan winner before.
Oh man.
So he took heed to listen to his oncologists and decided against that, which rightfully so. If you've never been a part of a Michigan winter, let alone a Northern Michigan winter, I strongly suggest not doing so, especially during cancer treatments.
Yeah, it gets. I've been to Michigan probably like one or two times. I went to a game in Detroit last season when I, playing semi-pro football, and man, it was freezing. It was cold out there. Yeah, I won't forget it. It gets crazy out there for sure, man. So that's what. Okay, so that's what led for you to become the general manager. So Dominique called you and offered you the position, man. Like, what were you going through? Like, how were you feeling when you got that phone call? What was going through your mind? Like, how did you feel about that?
Well, I was already kind of in the football world already because Christian Clark and Rudy Miles Jr. Christian Clark had brought me back into the football world already.
Yeah.
About 3 months prior to that, along with Rudy Miles Jr., because we were going to try to bring the Kalamazoo Titans back, which was at the semi-pro level, semi-pro minor league back.
Yeah.
And then that didn't happen. So we wound up merging with the Grand Rapids Surge as a whole, the coaching staff with the Titans. And then being I was the general manager and also on the board of ownership with the Kalamazoo Titans, we all merged with the Grand Rapids Surge because it was just Rondo as the sole owner of the Grand Rapids Surge, as well as Willie and Aaron as the other coaches with the Surge. So Coach Rudy, Coach Keith, Coach Jay, and myself all went over. And Coach Van Sickle, Coach Michael Van Sickle. We all went over and brought, I think, like 15 players with us from the Kalamazoo Titans. And only 5 of those were linemen. The rest were skill players. And we wound up helping the Surge go from 0-3 starting to winning the GMFC championship and then winning the bowl championship down in Ohio. And now in February, they're going to play for a national championship down in Florida. So I was already back in the football world thanks to Christian Clark,
Right.
whom is one of the players that we invited to camp as well for the Muskies, a linebacker and special teams player. He's also a business partner of mine because he owns Get Fit, and I own Shank Fit Athletics Management. Okay. And we're partnering together to work on some business ventures to help the athletes of the team gain better nutritional aspects and knowledge about how to become healthier and more marketable. So we have a few guest speakers coming in to camp as well, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit.
Right, right.
Um, but yeah, I definitely feel like even though I wasn't inherently planning to become a general manager in my life, I've always been a really good salesperson. Whether it was,
Kind of go hand in hand, doesn't it? Like
yeah,
salesman, GM,
yeah, and also recruiting players is a lot like pitching high dollar sales. Whether it's jewelry or cars or whatever it is, it's if you can make if you can sell a beautiful vehicle or sell a diamond or sell a beautiful gemstone and you already love what you do, then it's easier to sell what you love than it is to sell something that you don't love. And that's the biggest difference in being a salesperson to actually being someone that cares about someone's future, and I really, I am very humbled by the fact that I'm getting the opportunity to not only help the players, whether they make the final roster or not, which is the main reason I'm having the speakers come in during camp, so that way they get the same opportunities as everybody that makes the final roster. As well as the coaching staff that we have. Because if we have the same coaching staff as we do players for the next 2 seasons, then I'm not doing my job. And neither are the owners.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely understand that. I definitely get that, man. So with that being said, also, so the Muskies, man, like, tell me about that, the name, right? How did that name come about? Do you know by any chance the Muskies?
So that was a name that was thrown around between Drake and Dom, trying to figure out what would be a great slogan for Traverse City. And I believe it was Drake that said, well, what's something predatorial? And they were throwing some names back and forth. And um, Dom said, well, a muskie's predatorial. And Drake was like, well, what's a muskie? And Dom was like, it's a fish. And he was like, oh, like the wait, a muskie is a predatorial fish. And he like started looking it up and he's like, sure enough, it is a predatorial fish. It hunts and eats other fish. Okay.
Muskies. Yeah. I have to admit, I've never heard that before until I ran into you, and I myself had to check it out myself because I was asking, I'm like, what the heck is a muskie? Like, what is that? And like you just, explained. I looked it up. It pretty much explained the same thing. I was like, oh wow, okay, because I had no idea what it was myself. So, and also like, as the GM, um, you know. What are your expectations? Because this is your first season, right? This is your first season going into
Yes, sir.
2026, first season ever. Um, so what is your expectation as the general manager? What do you expect um, for the first season? What do you plan on doing? What are the standards? So yeah, give it to us, man.
Our standards are definitely high. Um, we didn't come in here just to roll over and be a punching bag.
Yeah,
We're definitely putting together a team that's going to be punching people in the mouth from the very first whistle to the very last whistle. And that's going to be done. And we're going to come put in the work and we're going to come with tenacity, just like a predatory fish will.
that's right. That's right, man. No, I love that. And I'm still on that musky. I've never heard that before, man. That's incredible. So what do you plan on doing as the general manager to make sure those expectations, those standards are met? You personally, what do you plan on doing?
I'm doing something that very few GMs do, and that's being involved in the entire process. I've been at every single tryout. I'm going to be at camp every day. I will be at every practice and I will be at every game.
Right.
And that's something that, and when I mean at every game, like I will be there uh, on
Hands
the
on.
sidelines and making sure that everything is running smoothly. Not that I don't trust the coaches,
Right.
because I absolutely do trust these guys. The way that they work in tandem and the way that they motivate each other as well. Um, Coach Dino and Coach Sean have been coaching together 3 of the last 4 seasons. The only exception of that was last season when Coach Sean was coaching with the Iowa Corvo Chaos, the team that was rebranded from last season to now this team.
Okay.
And
Okay.
which is why he was automatically chosen to come in as the offensive coordinator. And then when Tom Lewis went down with his health, um, he was moved to the head coach, and I was moved from the player recruiter to the general manager.
Okay. All right. So what does success what would success look like for you guys? Like what is the ultimate goal? You know what I'm saying? Like um for year one, um, what is like, and also what does this team want to be known for? You know what I'm saying? So what is the ultimate goal and what do you want this team to be known for exactly?
Well, right off the bat, we're the only team in the league that faces the defending AIF champions, the West Michigan Ironmen, 3 times. So we're going to be that team that defeats the reigning champions all 3 times.
Mm,
We kick off the season at their home house at the Foundry, February 13th. And then we face them twice at our home arena at How Ice Arena in Traverse City.
okay. Wow, man. Okay.
Now, we are going to be known for dethroning them and making the playoffs.
Okay. So for your
That's
first
that's
season,
our goal for the
okay. So the first season, you wanna like at least, you know what I'm saying? You're looking to at least make the playoffs. Like no doubts about that. You wanna at least
Yep,
get to the playoffs.
yep.
Yeah. Okay, and then take off from there. And also, sounds like you want to be known as a team that's superior, that lacks no confidence, that comes with hey, whatever you guys want to do, we here to do it. That type of team, ready to punch you in your face, whatever, do whatever it takes to win. And I like that. I dig that. Um, and so my next question to you would be, um, how do you go about recruiting players? And what is the most important, what is most important for semi-pro players who are wanting to be recruited? Like, you got guys that are in the semi-pro, like, you got guys in my league, you know what I'm saying, that wants to, go further with their career. So how do you go about that to recruit these guys? And what advice would you give them? Because they will be watching.
But when it comes to semi-pro players, um, they definitely they are on our radar most definitely. And we say that with caution because there's not much difference in semi-pro to JUCO. They're on that same level in my eyes.
Yeah.
The only difference is right now the degree to no degree. That's the difference right there. And when it comes to the organizational effects, and I say that with the grain of salt because some semi-pro minor leagues are ran better than JUCOs, just depending on where you're at.
Right.
Right? Because the Vengeance, for instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's ran better than 30% of the JUCOs out there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because some JUCOs are like 40% of the semi-pro teams out there, to where you show up kind of whenever you want. You're just there for like classes to get your grade point average up,
Yeah.
to get on to the D3 school or what have you, you know what I mean? And then really what it is if you've been in semi-pro for 3 years and you're working your way up for film to get to D3, that's really what we're looking for. If you've been playing semi-pro and arena or indoor, those are the guys we're going to automatically grab right away.
The semi-pro
If
and
you,
arena guys.
yep,
Okay, it kind of
yep,
makes sense too because those guys who play arena, they got some experience and all
yes.
that. Yeah.
Now, the guys that have just been playing semi-pro that have not at least done arena or indoor yet,
Yeah.
but they've done it for like 5+ years and they have that talent. Like for instance, Seth Spall,
Right. My
um,
dog.
that guy,
Special.
he's just special. He has that explosiveness, and you can't teach that.
You can't. And not to cut you off, Jake, that's the thing with him too is like he's one of those guys where he may not be the most athletic guy. He may not be the most fastest guy, but he knows how to do his job. He knows where to be right. It's more of a mind game with him.
Yeah,
And I'm watching him out there because we played together. He of course he played on defense. I'm on offense, but I'm watching him and I'm like, man, he's not the fastest guy out there, anything like that, but he's doing his job. Like he's getting results. He's doing it.
exactly.
He's special,
And
man.
it's that football IQ, like you just said. It's that football IQ that we're looking for. And that's why we don't just sign people off of film.
Right. Yeah. 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 Because
And a
guys think,
lot of
oh,
people,
I'm gonna just send this, I'm gonna send this recruiter the film and I should be good, that's what guys be thinking. And I'm asking you, that don't work, right? You can't just send film and think, oh, okay,
nope,
my highlights look good, I should make it. I'll be all right.
nope. We actually have to see you work out and perform in front of us and then interview with us before we'll even invite you to camp.
Mm. Wow.
And I have another private workout tomorrow to making it even 40 players invited for camp tomorrow. So we're going to have 40 guys that we've invited for camp in January that we're going to limit down by the end of camp to 25 players for the final roster. But we're not just filling our roster either. We have a farm team in the Midwestern Bulldogs that are playing their championship right now in the GIAFL.
That's big, man. That's big. Well, that's big time, man. Like my next question to you would be like, what is something a player could do, right? During camp or during the recruiting process that can stand out to you and other recruiters that want to bring a player on? What can they do to be like, okay, that's the guy right there. I want him.
I would definitely say extra reps and to work out as if no one is watching or like they do not even see us. That's how you get us to notice you.
So basically, work, work to get better, not work for attention. You know what I'm saying? Don't do things for attention. Do it when they're not looking.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Do it, yeah. Just do it, be consistent. Yeah, I know I totally get that. I totally get that. Right? It makes sense. My last question pertaining to this would be, because these are for the football players, man. I'm just trying to help them get some knowledge on this. If you can give a semi-pro player or any player that's trying to get on to the next level, whether it's just not just your league, right? Whether it's going to Europe or whatever the case may be. What is the advice would you give? I know you just alluded to you working hard and all that, but just that last advice, what would it be just for them to get to the next level? What would it be?
Oh man. Stay true to yourself. Don't sell yourself short. Do not sell your soul. And do never forget where you came from.
Right. Yeah.
Never forget where you came from.
That's right.
Like I grew up in two different places, Northern Michigan and Oklahoma. I never forget those two places.
That's good time. Stay true to yourself, man. I think sometimes a lot of guys can lose themselves. They get on a high horse and they just they get too high. And I think sometimes that derails them, that tears them apart, So don't get too high, don't get too low. So I definitely like that. So these next questions are definitely really from my heart, me, just being concerned as an athlete and also as a guy that's also trying to do this media thing here. Really getting into it, by the way. But my other question would be like, when it comes to players, like, how can I say this? The standards you guys set in the league, you being a general manager, players getting out of pocket as far as like, being disruptive or, not following rules and all that. How do you guys set that up? What standards do you guys set? What rules do you guys set for players that think they could just come through and, hey, I'm the superstar here. Hey, I'm do whatever I want. What standards, what laws do you guys have set up for that?
So that's why we interview them after tryouts, because that's where we get a feel for them right there after tryouts as well. Because we put them under pressure and we figure out right then and there what kind of player they're going to be. And when we do that, we figure out the responses that they're going to be under. You know what I mean? And
Might as well
if they're
get
going to
better.
be, yeah.
Yeah.
And when we purposely will put them under that fire to figure out how they're going to answer when they're frustrated. And there's certain like ticks, like I'm going to stand up real quick so you can
Yeah.
kind of figure
Yeah, that's fine.
when they start to like rub their knees like that.
Yeah.
That means like they're kind of stressed, right?
Yep.
And then when they really start to rub their knees and like really grab, and then when they start to like dart their eyes like kind of back and forth and whatnot, and their answers start to get super short and they start to get flustered and everything. Those are what we want to see and what we want to pull out, especially individually when there's not a crowd around, because that's how we start to help mold a player to get ready for the interview process to take steps towards that professionalism.
Right, right, right. No, no, that's well said. Because like with me being a semi-pro player, um, being part of the NDFL, um, I do have a lot of concerns, and I know the owners the teams that are in the MDFL, and then the people that are running the MDFL, like Amy and Justin, and others, that are involved. I know they're probably working on things. Well, I don't want to say probably, but I'm sure they're working on things to try to make the league a better place and make it safer and um, whatever the case may be. Because as a player, I think of that. I'm someone that aspires to go further, whether that's just as an athlete or just as a media personality. And I also think about my brothers. What I'm saying, that also aspire to be great. What I'm saying, that wants to go further, like Zeth, like Tony. I think of great guys like that, like Dustin. I know he's old as heck, but still, shout out to you, Dustin. Hey, you never know; you can always make it anywhere, no matter what age you are. Guys like that, Val, so guys like that, think of that because I'm like, well, I don't want certain players to ruin, you know what I'm saying, to mess it up for guys that are doing it the right way, that are trying to, what I'm saying, set the path the right way. But then sometimes you have other guys, that may not be able to follow the right way. So those are my concerns. And I did relate that to Amy. I did relate that to some of the other owners. That's why I had asked you. So potentially, like when you answered my question, somehow, somewhere, maybe they'll see this interview and maybe they can get some ideas, and that way they can bring it back to the MDFL because I would like to see the MDFL go far as well, and I would like to see my brothers, my athletes go far as well. But to do that, in my opinion, you have to, what I'm saying, sometimes get rid of the bad apples.
Yes.
I'm not trying to sound like this youngster that's get off my lawn type of guy, but I'm just, listen, man, I was raised a certain way and I believe in order. You know what I'm saying? I believe in order, man. Yeah. And if I'm working my butt off and if my brothers are working their butt off, I don't want some people to ruin it for us. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I don't believe in just recruiting athletes. Oh, I got an athlete. I'm good. No, I believe in like recruiting like disciplined players. That way, your league can go to different heights. Because I don't believe just because you have a talented player that everything is all peaches and cream. Like, no, I don't believe that. So for you to say what you said, I respect that and I like that, and I hope that this coming season for the NDFL that certain rules can be set in place because yeah, that's what I would like, man. For that way it can be comfortable and a great environment for all players, you know.
Yes.
So, you know.
I completely, absolutely love what you just said as well. And to piggyback off of what you just said, that reminds me of something that Coach Vincent said at our last tryouts, the defensive coordinator for the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
He doesn't allow any cursing whatsoever at practices or games. Otherwise, people don't play or practice.
Right. Yeah.
And that includes saying the N word.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I
Yeah.
love that because essentially that is absolutely disrespectful as well.
Yeah.
Because
No.
that was not started. That was not started by y'all as a race.
Yeah.
That was started by like people that look like me.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what, man? Like just for you to say that out of the game, I already had a respect for you, but for you to say that, I've gained more respect for you and appreciation for you because there's a lot of people that do look like you, but sometimes they try to ignore the history. They try to ignore reality,
Yeah,
for people that look like me. And they tend to say, well, it's equal and everything is equal and fair in the United States. And I'm like, it's not. Like, stop. So for you to say that, I really appreciate you. And it gives me hope. Like, man, there are good white people out here that keep it
yeah,
fair, that call it straight down the middle. So
yeah,
I appreciate you saying that. And also, yeah, with the football thing, like I love the game. Um, I've been playing football since I was 6 years old. I'm very passionate about it. And trust me, like I know guys gonna look at this and they might say, "Oh, you doing?" No, man, I'm not doing too much. If I'm gonna be in the league, I want to, make sure I say something. I'm not gonna be the guy that just sit around. No, I want to see how we can improve and get better. And and,
yes,
and unfortunately, if some guys gotta go, some guys gotta go, man. It shouldn't just be about, well, this guy can play. Let me ignore the. No, you keep ignoring it, it's gonna keep leading on to, what I'm saying, other things, man. Like it's just to me, and I'm not no general manager. I don't know. I'm just a player, right? I don't know. But for me, as a businessman, it's like, bro, you can't just bypass and buy look over things. It's not gonna work. You just gotta set the standards because other people are watching. You let this crab, what I'm saying, do what he want to do. Now the other crab's gonna think, oh, okay, it's fair game. It's all, hey, we're gonna do what we want to do up in here. You can't do that, man. You got
no,
to lay the law down. You got to.
yeah,
So my next concern is this is a big one. My next concern is mental health for players. The mental health issue that's going around, and it's always been going around. I think it's more out there now because of social media.
yeah,
Um, you know, I like to say social media is a gift and a curse. But
oh,
yeah, we don't got to get into it, but it is a gift and a curse. But
yes,
yeah, but thanks to social media, it is out there. In the recent past, we had athletes like Ben Simmons come out and talk about his struggles with depression. We've had John Wall on numerous occasions, former basketball player for the Washington Wizards. He came out and he spoke about depression, how, a couple of times he almost offed himself. Um, Also, the likes of like Kevin Love, he came out and he spoke about depression. You know, we have a plethora of players, whether it's in the NFL, they came out and they spoke about depression as well. So as an athlete, that's near and dear to me, because I've dealt with depression. To this day, I still do, and I'm learning on how to talk about it and how to be more open and more how can I say this? Being able to express my feelings instead of just holding it in. Because where I'm from and what I was taught is like, oh, you're a man, you're supposed to, you're not
yeah,
supposed to cry and all that. So I'm learning how to do that. And as a football player, I still see a lot of my brothers suffer from depression and all this stuff. So I guess, because you are a GM, as a player, I would like to ask you, um, do you plan on providing certain resources? And if not, in the near future, do you guys plan on providing certain resources to where athletes can seek counseling, they can have counseling, or even if it's not a professional counseling, can they have maybe some coaches or they can have somebody that can, take them off the field and I don't know, probably go to their house, spend time with them, just a little thing. So because I am in the MDFL, and again, I'm saying this not to knock the owners or anything like that or the people that's running the MDFL. I'm just talking about what I see. I feel like I don't see that enough. So I would like to ask you, do you plan on providing that for the players? Because one thing I do not like is like I don't want it to be a thing where we're just gonna recruit players because you're talented and forget about your personal stuff that has nothing to do with me. I just want you for your talent. And to me, I cannot. That does not sit well with me. It's no to me. It's no different. And I'm sorry I'm going on here, but to me, it's no different from big time labels, music labels going out in the ghetto and recruiting a young black man or a young black boy, a young black girl to come and slur bad rap music. Because you can offer them a little money. Hey, come, I'm gonna sign you, just to spill devil type of music out there, and then they don't care about the repercussions that goes back into the ghetto. So that's how I see it. It might be a little extreme comparison, but that's how I see it. If you're getting certain players that have no type of home training, that have no type of discipline, you're just bringing them into your league, and you're not helping them get better. To me, I feel like you're just using that player. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't really care for him. You just want him for his talent. You're not giving back. And that's what I'm seeing a lot in the league that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying all owners and all coaches are doing that. I'm just saying I'm just saying what I'm seeing. So that's why I'm asking you, what do you plan on doing to give back to athletes?
So I'm really happy that you brought that up. Um, I'm actually working right now very hard at getting Gun Lake which is where I work at, Gun Lake Casino and Resort, to sponsor the team. And you good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Sorry about that. That's yeah. Yeah, I'm good, man.
All right. Yeah. I know that's a very emotional topic. And there's a lot of benefits to where I work for. We get the same, even though I'm not native at all. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're native when you work there, you get the same health benefits. And that's mental health, physical health, everything. So I have prescriptions, right? From Gun Lake Healthcare.
Okay.
It's kind of blurring it out, but
yeah, I think you put it back a little bit. I think you probably got it too close. Yeah, right there's better. Yep, right there's better.
So it says Gun Lake Tribal Healthcare on there.
Okay.
And this is amitriptyline. This is to help me sleep at night. And then I have Lexapro and topiramate as well. Lexapro for depression and topiramate for seizures. Those are all completely covered. And then that's all through the working at Gun Lake Casino. And that's the Machi Benashi Potawatomi tribe. And they also provide mental health care as well. So my plan, if they decide to sponsor, which they're on the fence about, depending on how the pitch goes on right after the camp, actually, that'll be myself and the other owner, Drake, going to make that pitch. I'm going to see about having once a month mental health care for the players, actually. Just because I know that it's going to be a higher risk just with how much more concussions happen. And with that happening, the risk of PTSD and concussions and CTE are right there. And when that goes higher, depression goes higher as well. So I'm trying to make sure that, you know, we're not just another one of those teams that will bring guys in and, like you had just said, bring them in, use them, get them to the next level, or if they don't get to the next level, then we send them on their way.
Send them on the way, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that we're doing on like the behind the scenes thing that even the coaches don't really know. You're actually the first person to kind of hear this. I haven't even told the coaches about it yet.
Okay.
So that's going to be a surprise to them. So, hey, coaches, when you guys see this on Monday, now you know.
Will see it. They will see it. They will see it.
And so, yeah, that's the plan with that. And if Gun Lake doesn't wind up agreeing to that, which I'll be surprised if they don't, because you know it's free to us. So if they agree to sponsor the team, then you know I'm gonna ask them about that as well. So that should be thrown in there at least once a month during the season. You know what I mean? For the players as well.
No,
that way.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, man, I'm really happy to hear that. You know, that's just awesome. That's great. That's just taking a step forward, a big step forward, because I do think, like a lot of these athletes that they come in, the problem is they never, got over, what they went through from home. You know what I'm saying? You just bring in somebody, you bring in a human being in an environment where he or she got to deal with all sorts of different type of personalities, and they've never been trained to do that. They've never been accustomed to that. All they know is one way. So for me, if I was an owner, if I was GM, if I was a coach, like you do, like you said, you do interviews with them and try to get a feel for them, and then go off of that. But just you go to Chicago, or you go to one of the worst parts in the United States, New York City, or Gary, Indiana. You just, oh, you know what, man? Yeah, you remind me of Michael Vick. I'm just gonna bring you in, man. I'm not even gonna figure out what happened in your household growing up. I don't care that you grew up with a single mother. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? You just got adopted. You didn't have nobody in your life. I'm just gonna bring you in because you know what? You're fast. You're quick. You know what I'm saying? You look like you can play football. I ain't really evaluate you thoroughly, but you just look like it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna bring you in and just put you on my team. And whatever you do, I'm not going to hold you accountable because you're very talented. And I don't think that's just the way to go about it, you know? Mm-hmm. So I respect you, and I appreciate you for wanting to take that, that step, towards that, because a lot of owners, I see, they don't really want to do that, and leagues too, not just owners, but leagues, they don't really want to do that. So I appreciate that. I really do. It means a lot to me, man.
That's why. And that's why during camp, I'm having the speakers come in that I am, because even though we're going to be sending people home every day,
yeah,
I want to have the people come in on the second day to talk to everyone while they're still there too, which is Philip Harding and his mentor, about learning how to make yourself more marketable as a player as well, and becoming financially stable by using your phone and using your reels as a player, and learning how to make content and everything like that. And then Brandon and Sterling Alexander with Herbalife Nutrition, learning how to use the in and outs of building nutrition from the cellular level inside your body, with just starting out with the shakes and teas every day.
Right. Yeah.
And Christian Clark and I actually just re-signed up as distributors in Herbalife. So that way we can help get the team on Herbalife as well if they so choose to do that route.
Yeah, yeah. No, man, that's awesome, man. So as of right now, getting off the mental health issue, and again, I thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. And I hope a lot of guys, not just men but women too, that's gonna watch this. I hope you guys can learn from this, cause and get some help. You know, get some help. Speak out. Again, someone like me, I had to learn how to speak out. I had to learn how to speak up and let it out. Because I got so much in me, man. You know, just so speak, man. Just find somebody you feel comfortable with. Because no matter what, we all are human beings. No, we all are human beings, man. We all got feelings. We all, you know what I'm saying? We all feel emotions. So it's okay, you know. And yeah, you know, it's okay to speak out. And I hope that moving forward, my platform can be a place where people can come on and watch this, and they can feel a sigh of relief, and even if they want to come on, they know they can always message me, and I'll let them come on. We can talk. And that was always one of my goals to when I created Can't Shut Us Up podcast with my godbrother, for us to come on and speak our minds and feel free to speak. So, you know, so love to everyone that's going through things. I love you guys. And you know, I feel for y'all, you know, and to the athletes, y'all not just athletes, y'all God's children, y'all human beings, y'all more than just an athlete. Okay. And you know, and we're very thankful that we have people like Jake, you know, that's a GM that's gonna be out trying to help us out here with this, but with us suffering from mental health. So that's awesome. That's great. So
Honestly, you're helping people out as well, man, with the podcast too, because you struggle with mental health yourself.
right.
And here you are speaking about it and providing the platform right here as you're struggling with it. Right here, right now, as you're struggling with it, you're currently speaking about it. Right here, right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I do it because I've been through a lot, and I know others are going through it too, and they just afraid to speak. And I know there's somebody out there that's gonna see this, and and I know it's gonna touch them. And also, Miss with Jake, man, how do you think? Because I got to bring Zeth on. I want to talk to him about this. How do you think we can bring faith into sports more, into football? How do you think we can do that? And do you know
Oh my
possibly plan
God.
on doing that?
So my biggest thing that I always say to everybody is it's always faith first, then family,
Yeah,
and then football.
that's right. Yeah, yeah, we got it.
Every time,
We got it.
every time. And yeah, there's going to be times because nobody's perfect. None of us are
No,
perfect.
nobody perfect.
None of us. We wouldn't need Jesus if we were perfect, would
That's
we?
right. That's right.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, like, I don't even. Uh, I mean, just yesterday, there was a moment to where I had lost my cool, and I had I had cursed. I had said um, the F word. I, I stubbed my toe and banged my knee at the same time. And then after I stubbed my toe and banged my knee, I smacked my head.
Oh
And
my God.
I was like, mother, what the? Come on. All right, this is ridiculous.
And Jake's defense, man, those things hurt. Those things really hurt, man. Yeah. Those
And it
things
was
hurt.
like, it was within like 7 seconds of each other. Like,
Oh my
stub
God.
toe, bang knee, smack my head. I'm like, what the? Come on now. And then
Oh God.
I look over, and Daisy, my dog, is just staring at me like,
You good, Dad? Yeah, what's wrong with
I'm
you?
like, I'm like, oh. I'm like, you don't even know what's going on, do you, Daisy?
Oh my God, man. Those things are, especially when you hit the like side of the bed, like if you have like rails and stuff, like if you don't have like just a box spring, like you just hit your toes or your feet or your foot on the edge of that thing. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ooh, them things hurt, man.
Yes.
Them things hurt, man. But like with the whole fake thing, do you plan on like and again, we don't want to, last thing we want to do is just force faith on people, you know what I'm saying? But do you like have your own way, your own plan of trying to spread faith within football, you know, especially to your players? Do you have your own strategy to where you don't force it on them, but you can, you know, get it out to them? You know, do you have a strategy for that?
So I'm currently still working on that.
Okay.
Um,
All
because I want to give, oh, come on, Daisy Mae. Come on.
right. Studio Daisy. We got Studio Diesel and we got Studio Daisy.
You can push the door open. Come on, baby girl. Well, come on, push the door open. It's
I
not
was
going to
trying to get
bite you.
Diesel. Hey, Diesel, where you at? Oh, he's my father. Hey, Daisy, what a pretty gal.
Oh, he's calling your name.
Hey,
He's calling
girl.
your name.
Hey. Yeah, she
And
beautiful.
and I'm letting the coaches kind of do their thing
Okay.
and figure everything out as well.
Yeah.
Um, and then once they've gotten
Acclimated.
gotten acclimated with everything,
Yeah.
then I'm going to implement the Lord's Prayer
Okay.
to start the game and then at halftime as well.
That's dope.
And that's another reason why I've invited certain players to come try out as well, like Seth
Yes, Seth, yes.
and like Gio and like Christian as well,
Yeah.
um, because those are all really faith based driven guys
Yeah.
that I know when they make the team, they're going to wind up all affecting the team. And when I mean affecting the team, infecting the team, you know, because that's the right kind of infecting that we're looking for, not like the opposing way. And you know, it's uh it's a beautiful thing when you're able to help lead people to Christ, whether it's through football, through a podcast, through whatever it is, through a piece of pie at a coffee shop or a diner.
Yeah.
It's just, it's, I don't know. I'm learning. So, oh no, no, don't lean too much, baby girl. I don't want you to fall. um,
Yeah.
and I'm learning so many new things just this last half of the year, to be honest, of 2025 going into 2026, that it's taken me. I'm 37 now, and in 2026 I'll be turning 38. That it's taken me most of my life to finally put into perspective, to finally listen to the things that I used to say but never processed. Like I've always been philosophical, but I never actually listened to myself.
No, no, that's the thing too. When you get older too, man, you just you know, I've learned that as you get older, you just start to have more patience and you become more aware. Like even with me, I've gotten to the point where I just like, man, like I like to slow down. I'm starting to slow down. What I mean by that is like I like to reflect. You know, you in your early 20s or whatever, 18, you just going, right? You just going, going. Now that I'm 29, I'll be 30 in April of next year. I like to just breathe, relax, take my time, and look at everything and just, okay, how can I learn from that? I learn from this, you know. So that's how I go about it. And, I think that's what it comes with when you get older too, you know.
Yeah,
So you know,
most definitely.
yeah. But now that's a great strategy, I believe. You know, you allow the coaches to get, you know, set everything up, set the foundation, and then you come along, you know, and try to get things, you try to add things. So, you know, I definitely understand that, and I respect that. Um, I just what's I gonna say? It was something related to the NBFL. Oh, yeah. Once again, I just hope you know, people back home, back in the NBFL, back in the semi-pro league, they don't see this and they can learn from this. And you know, and like you said before, you bring it on Zeph. Like if I own the team in the NBFL or even in the AIF, right? I'll be doing the same thing. I'm not gonna just bring any type of player. I don't give a damn if you're the next coming of Barry Sanders. Listen, I gotta make sure you're there. You know
Yep,
what I'm saying? Because it starts with here. You see, as athletes, we don't realize that. It don't start with physicality. It starts with here.
yep,
Everything starts with here, man. You know, so if this is not taken care of, I don't care how great you are, nothing is gonna you're not gonna you're not gonna fulfill your ultimate goal. It's not gonna happen. You know, and then
exactly.
when you bring certain guys in, like you gotta make sure it's just gonna mesh because like it's gonna go together because again, man, you can't just bring anybody on any team or any league. It's not gonna be a good thing at all. Um, so yeah, man. So you know, we are at the conclusion of the interview, man. Unfortunately, because I'm loving this, man. But you know, at some point, good things gotta come to an end. Got some questions for you, man. I'm gonna go off the limb here. I know you still watching football. Because I'm trying to come up with some nice questions that I can ask the guests, man, at the end of the show. So, um, let's do the NFL. Who do you got winning the Super Bowl this season?
Oh man, I would honestly love to see my Lions make this Super Bowl.
Lions.
Um, but in order to make that happen, we need to win out, and Green Bay would have needed to win tonight. I haven't checked to see if Green Bay won tonight. Um, and
They play today? Saturday? Green Bay?
yeah,
Oh, shoot, I didn't
uh,
even know that.
yeah, Green Bay is playing the Bears tonight.
Oh,
But
wow.
more than likely, the Bears wound up winning tonight because Ben Johnson is their head coach, and he came over from Detroit. And Dan Campbell is just phenomenal at breeding coaches. Man, he
He's just a great coach overall.
my
Great coach.
goodness.
He's great. He's a great coach, you know.
Now, I was gonna say that at the beginning of the season that the Ravens were gonna make the Super Bowl, but after Lamar got injured, he hasn't come back the
Yeah,
same.
he hasn't come back the same. I think I had them in the beginning as well. I had them and I had Buffalo, but you know,
Yeah. Now I want to say, and this is a harsh reality check for me,
yeah,
but I'm just a huge football fan to be honest.
yeah.
Um, and honestly, it's because of the way that Ben Johnson came in. I'm gonna say that Chicago's probably gonna make this Super Bowl
Chicago
and
Bears.
possibly yes, and
Ooh,
possibly win it.
really?
Yes. And that's big for me because I'm not really a Bears fan at all.
Yeah,
Um, and that was hard for me to like say just now because I'm a loyal Lions fan, but the way that Ben Johnson came into the season and the way that he turned Caleb's career around
yeah.
um, was just phenomenal. He just he turned it around.
Because if you remember,
Um,
people were starting to doubt Caleb, man. Like
yeah,
people were starting to doubt him too. Like, is he the guy? Is he not? So yeah.
yeah,
But, um. Okay, so you got the Bears potentially winning it all.
yeah. I
Man,
do.
people's gonna watch this, man. You might have them. Hey, Jake, you might have people rolling over, man. That's
Yeah,
wow, the Bears, man. Okay,
but I want my Lions to go all the way. I
Yeah,
want my
yeah,
Lions to go
yeah.
all the way. But the dark
You
horse
just saying
pick,
the Bears. They got a chance. You're saying the Bears might take it. Okay.
yeah, the Bears might take it. That's my strong dark horse pick, and they're on a wave that they could do it. To be
Right.
honest,
Right. No, I think they got a great shot. I actually again I had the Ravens, I had the Bills, but like you said, Lamar, I mean, he's not looking great. So I'm gonna go. You have the Bears. I'm gonna go with the Bills, and I'm being a little biased, of course, because I do like Josh Allen. I
yes,
actually think he's more of a better quarterback than Lamar. I know we have this Lamar Josh. I'm taking Josh Allen because the reason why
yeah,
I say that, like people like to get on me about this, but the reason why I take Josh Allen is because Josh Allen never gave us any doubt to be like, oh, you cost us the game. Lamar has done that. You
yes,
see
he
what I'm saying?
has.
He's done that. We've seen Josh Allen going shootouts with the great Patrick Mahomes. But
Yes, we have
right, we've seen the shootouts
multiple times, multiple
multiple
times.
times. But unfortunately, I think the way the rules were set up at the time, Josh Allen didn't have a chance to get the ball. You know, when it
Mm-mm.
went into overtime, whatever the case may be. But with too many times we've seen Lamar cause the game or he didn't show up.
Yeah,
We saw
yep,
we can't say that about Josh Allen. And I know people like to compare the records, but I like to dig into it. I like content, you know what I'm saying? I like to
yeah,
give like, hey, this is why it happened. You know, Josh Allen did his job.
yep.
Unfortunately, the defense couldn't hold up. You know, so that's why I'll take Josh Allen. But I got the Bills going far. Um, I got two more questions for you, man. We can end this. Who is your NFL GOAT? Who's your greatest of all time?
Oh, defensively, I'm gonna have to say Ray Lewis.
Oh, oh my, Ray, huh? See, I thought he was
Yeah,
gonna say because LT is the GOAT for me. I thought he was gonna say Lawrence Taylor. Why Ray Lewis, man?
because Ray Lewis absolutely changed the dynamic of middle linebacker.
He did. He was a beast. He was a
Now,
beast.
LT changed the game for left tackle because if it wasn't for the left tackle missing that block against Lawrence Taylor
Yeah,
and Joe Theismann's leg getting broken,
yeah. See,
then
you see, Jake. That's why, man. I have LT as the GOAT because you see, people want to go to Brady. That's fine, okay. That's okay. But for me, the reason why I have Lawrence Taylor as the greatest of all time is because you just alluded to it. Look, man, the guy was a monster. They had to change the game because of him.
yeah,
I don't recall anybody change the game because of Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? And here's where I draw the line. The thing is with a quarterback, yeah, it might be the greatest, it might be the most important position, which it is. But the thing is, it's hard for me to put them as the GOATs because you got guys blocking for you, man. LT
yeah,
is one man. He is dominating the whole. That's an athlete. You know what I'm saying? He is
yeah,
dominating the game. They have to change the laws, the rules because of him. If you're Tom Brady, you getting the ball high to you, you have all day. You got like what 5, 6 guys blocking for you, man. You see what I'm saying? So you can go ahead and throw the ball and all that and this and that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But if you LT or Ray Lewis, somebody like that, man, it's just you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta dominate the game. You don't got nobody blocking for you or doing any of
yeah,
that, man. At times, if you Ray Lewis and LT, you got 2 or 3 guys trying to block you, and you still dominating. Come
yeah.
on, man. Content, man.
Lawrence Taylor is actually my second.
He's your
So
second greatest.
Ray Lewis, Lawrence Taylor,
Okay.
Brian Dawkins.
Oh, Brian. Oh my God, Brian, that was a beast, man. Oh, people forget about him. Oh my God, boy, it's a monster, man. Yeah, you listen. Hey, that's your list. I ain't mad at it. That's Ray Lewis growing up in the early 2000s. Ray Lewis, Peyton Manning, Brett Favre. Um, those guys were my favorite players. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at you for having Ray as the GOAT, man. I missed him and Brian Urlacher. I missed them. I miss those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed them, man. Um,
I didn't have any favorite offensive players
yeah,
at all until Marshall Falk.
Marshall Faulk. What that boy, man. It's like every time you get that ball, man, you think he's taking it home, man. That yeah, he was special. He was special, man. He was something to behold, man. He was oh my gosh, man. Those guys, man. So I guess my last question, man, would be like for the NFL, man, because a lot of us, diehard NFL fans have a lot of complaints. If you would have to complain about a rule right now, you know what I'm saying, certain things you would like to see change, what would it be, man? Because guys like myself saying the NFL don't went soft, you know what I'm saying, too much protection for the quarterback. I mean, Jake, it's damn near you gotta, for you sacking the quarterback, you gotta pick him up and lay him down and put a blanket on him and read him a bedtime story. You know what I'm saying? It's gotten to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous, man. So I guess my question to you is like, what don't you like anymore about the NFL? What is the difference between when you were growing up watching it and compared to now, man? Like, what is it?
There's a reason why I like sticking to arena football
Yeah,
compared to outdoor football. Like when I go to progress in my football career from here on out, the furthest I'm going to allow myself to go is going to be the UFL
UFL.
because the NFL at the point that it's at now, it really is just a straight business now.
Yeah,
The players, even colleges now, because the NIL deal, the name, image, likeness, good for them.
yeah.
I'm happy that they're
You're
getting
not knocking
paid
their
for
hustle.
I'm not knocking it at all, but
Right.
what it has done now is it's created a huge problem for the NFL because players have started chasing the bag
Yes, yes.
before they started worrying about their player development.
Yeah,
So it's caused a huge gap in the NFL backup quarterbacks, the NFL depth chart when it comes to running backs, the NFL depth chart when it comes to receivers, the NFL depth chart when it comes to defensive backs, when it comes to tight ends, when it comes to safeties. It's huge things that gaps from college to pros now to where people are just washing out to where 10 years ago that wasn't a problem.
right. Yeah,
But now the last 2 years, it has become a problem
yeah,
to where people used to be motivated to stay out of school to earn that spot. They now are putting in their transfer paperwork for the portal because they know that they're not going to get a shot to play because a new 6-star or 5-star recruit is transferring to their school now.
yeah, yeah. And are you not saying like you have a problem with the college players or whatever getting some type of financial um payment or is your problem more of like how it's being done? Is it,
It's more so how it's being done.
okay, okay,
It's
okay.
I don't like the lack of commitment from players after they initially transfer to their college.
Yeah,
Get that money, stay at that college.
right,
Don't uncommit. Do not uncommit after you get that money just to go get another bag.
right, yeah, yeah.
Why?
I see what you're saying.
You've already committed to that college.
Yeah,
Do not run away from a challenge. Don't run away from that challenge.
yeah,
That challenge is meant to test you. If you really wanted it and you really want that position and you know you're meant for that position, God just sent a test to you.
yeah, yeah,
You're either going to pass or you're going to learn.
yeah. It sounds like you're being led by money too. Not all money is good money too.
Exactly.
Yeah, not all money is good money. So you see the bag and he's like, oh, nah, let me go run after that bag. The whole time, God may have had a plan for you. You know what I'm saying? The whole time. So no, I definitely get it, and and again, you alluded to it. That's what's affecting the game now, man. Even in the NBA, man. NBA, so much is changing. Like, even the display of the game, like, it's just so much, man. Like, it's gotten boring. It's the same thing. Like in the NBA, guys are just shooting threes now. Everybody want to shoot threes. Yeah, even you got guys at 7 foot, 100. I don't know. They getting the ball, man. The fast break. First thing they doing, they're running to the 3 point line. I'm like, man, if you can get your big ass and get down in the paint and box somebody out, get some rebound or dunk on somebody. Now everybody want to, shoot threes now, man. You know what I'm saying? And going back to football in the NFL, now everybody want to look pretty. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to stick to what they do best. Everybody think, well, you know what? Today, coach, let me play some running back. Let me play some receiver. Man, you 300 pounds, man. If you don't get on that line and block somebody or try, like, come on, man. I don't know. I mean, it's a new era, so I don't know. I mean, I miss the old times, man. I do. It seemed like it was more passion. It's
Mm.
more passion. It's just, like you said, we don't mind guys getting their money, but it sucks when guys are just, I don't know, man. You don't see the passion no more or nothing like that. So, you know, you know. Oh yeah, one more thing, man. I had left this out. Hold on, I forgot to ask you this earlier. Where exactly is it? Um, Man, I might have to ask you this off camera because I forgot. There was one question I was supposed to ask you, but I forgot to mention it earlier. But it's all good. I know I'm gonna get you another time again. I know we're gonna stay in touch. Um, we're gonna talk some more, man. I really do appreciate you, man, for coming on, taking the time out your night to come on here and talk to us, man. Um, you know, any last words as far as the AIF goes? And how many teams are there? Was it 6 teams, 6, 7 teams?
There's 6 teams, and there may be a seventh team, depending on how some conversations has went between the AIF commissioner and this other owner as well. So if you haven't seen or heard, if you've been following the AIF, Terry Foster is the new appointed commissioner of the AIF. Um, and we do have the Odessa Drillers from Texas, the Cedar Rapids Titans in Iowa, the Wyoming Cavalry, the Pennsylvania Union, us, the North Michigan Muskies, and the Tyler Crude, also out of Texas. So that's the 6 teams.
Okay. Wow. Okay. And I'm sure you guys are gonna keep working on it to expand the league, get some more teams in. Man, that sounds awesome, man. It's just an honor, man, to have you on and to talk, and I'm looking forward to talk to you some more, man. Have some great conversations off camera. I appreciate you for coming on, and let the people know, man, like where can they follow you, and let them know where they can also follow the league as well. Let them know, social media
So
wise.
you can follow the league at AIF's Facebook, American Indoor Football, or just www.americanindoorfootball.com. You can follow me at facebook.com/Jake Shanks, or my Instagram handle is Jake of all trades 39. Um, our our camp for the Muskies is actually going to be at MSA Shoreline, January 16th through the 18th. Our coaches are Coach Sean Eastridge and Dino Dyson. And we're going to end camp on the 18th with a scrimmage against our farm team, the Midwestern Bulldogs, who's currently playing in the championship tonight.
Yeah, good luck, man.
For the GIAFL. So good luck, Coach Vincent, the defensive coordinator. Man, I'm looking forward to seeing how this all turns out and whatnot come Monday. And I greatly appreciate you, Pierre, so much. And thank you to Seth Spall for hooking us up as well. And
yes.
Um,
Yeah.
Definitely a shout out to Christian Clark as well for even bringing me back into the football game.
Yes, yes, man, and yes, and Zeb, again, thank you, brother. I believe, man, like God works, man. God works. There's a reason for everything. Who connected us through Zeb, a special human being, man. And I appreciate him. When I came into the semi-pro league, you know, because I like to keep my circle small. Nobody knows that about me. That's how I am. I don't really um, hang around a lot of people. If you're around me, that's because my spirit senses like you're a genuine good person. You know what I'm saying? And Seth is one of them, and that's why in the league I keep, I like to stay in touch with him. I keep him around me because I can learn from him. And as somebody that wants to grow all the time, Zeth is somebody I can watch and learn from all the time. You know what I'm saying? And we have a great relationship, and I appreciate him. And again, I'm looking forward to getting to know you as well, sir. I appreciate you, man. And this is Can't Shut Us Up podcast. And thank you, Jake, for coming on, man, and talk some football with us. Shout outs to the North Michigan Muskies. Good luck to you guys. I would have tried to come to the camp, man. Even for as a media guy, but unfortunately for me, around that time, I'll be heading to Florida for a game to play. But there will be other opportunities for sure. So once again, man, shout outs to the North Michigan Muskies and to all the coaches. Shout outs to the owners, and shout outs to all the folks down in Michigan, man. You know. Um, Appreciate you, Jake, once again, man. Peace and love to everyone that's watching. God bless. All right.